Well, good afternoon. My name's Faye Kowalski. It's a beautiful day today and I'm sitting in the park waiting to pick my son up to take him to an appointment. I did a post a few days ago talking about budgeting for teenagers, and that's really got me thinking. How are we teaching our teenagers to budget? It's such an important topic to be discussing. And I mean, today when you've got things like Afterpay and Zip Money all telling you to buy things before you can actually afford them, it's really important that our young people know how to budget and know how to handle their money. And I guess my question, and I don't really have an answer for it, I guess my question is this being taught at schools? Now, to my knowledge, I could be totally incorrect, but to my knowledge, it's not. It may be being taught in elective subjects higher up in schools, but these sorts of subjects need to be taught to our kids that are in our junior years in high school, to be teaching them budgeting skills. And by not teaching them budgeting skills, we're relying on parents to teach them budgeting skills. Now, that's fair enough, but my question is, we're relying on people that have not got necessarily the skills, that sometimes struggle to handle their own finances. So if you've not been taught by your parents to handle your finances well, and it's something that you struggle with, then how are you going to successfully teach a child to handle their finances? And that's a really difficult thing, and it's really something that needs to be taught at a school level. It's really a subject that at a school level we've got a lot of input by someone that's trained in financial management to teach these subjects. And I think different personalities handle finances better than others. There are those personalities out there that have spent their money before they've even got it. Now, I've got 3 boys, all of them are different, and my eldest is quite good with his money and I haven't had too many troubles teaching him to budget, but my middle one's a totally different kettle of fish. He's always spent his pocket money well before he's got it, and he's already got a list of things as long as his arm that he would like to save for, to have. So he's already spent it before he's got it. So he's going to be a lot more difficult to teach to budget. I'm going to need to think outside my square, and he might challenge me a little bit. Whereas my eldest really has been quite easy and he's been very teachable. And whilst that mightn't always stay like that, he is at the moment. He has been very teachable. But I really got me thinking that this is really a subject that it should be taught at a school level. It should be part of what they're learning, to teach our young people how much better would our society be, would the next society be, that next generation, how much better would they be and would they handle their money if we taught it at a school level, if we taught our young people to be wise with their money. We live in a society where everything is now. Everything is now, whether you can afford it or not. If you can't afford it, you go and buy it, put it on Afterpay and pay it off. And that is something that it's okay, but it's something that you need to be careful. You can't go and buy everything on Afterpay and pay it off, because you've still got to be able to pay your bills and finance and budget, and you've still got to be able to save for your future. You can't just go and spend. Life doesn't work that way. And so I really think that teaching some of these things and teaching some of this at a standard level, at a school level, would be a fantastic idea. And if it's not being taught, then somehow it needs to be implemented at a school level, so that every young person has that same ability to learn. It's not reliant on whether parents are good at budgeting or not, and whether they're capable of teaching their kids, or whether they even want to teach their kids. It's being taught across the board, and every child has that same ability and to learn about how to be wise with their money. And I just think if we looked at that as an option and teaching that at that school level, how much more improved would that next generation be? How much wiser with their money would they be? Because they would start off having half a clue. Even if they don't follow that to start with and they go left field, they've still been taught it, and hopefully eventually they will bounce back to that when they grow up and mature a little bit more. So I just really felt that was something that really got me thinking. It really challenged my thinking. And I think over the time I would like to discuss how we can teach the younger ones. I've got a 10-year-old. So what are some things that I'm doing with him, and what are some things I could be doing with him to teach him at a young age to budget? Because I'm a firm believer that kids need to have some understanding that money doesn't grow on trees. They can't have everything they want when they want it, and we have to work towards it. And I don't think that there's age where they're too young to start. So that's something that I'll be looking at in another video, as well as going through some different ways that you could teach kids to budget. There are so many apps out there that you can use, so I would like to have a look at some of those as well. So anyway, I'm going to go now because I have to take my son to an appointment. This was just a quick video. While I was sitting here waiting, I had a few moments and thought I'd bring to air some of those things that I've been thinking about that I don't necessarily have the answers for, but it really got me thinking. Anyway, have a good day, and don't forget, life is there to be lived. Talk to you again. Bye.